In this video, I'll show you how I made this poppet by complete accident. I uploaded a clip of this which went pretty viral, and many people thought it was created with AI. Others thought that it was slime or wax. Of course, if you've been watching my channel lately, you can probably guess that it's silicone, and in this video, I'll explain the full tutorial so anyone can make it themselves. I originally wanted to create a poppet-shaped squishy like this by using a real one as the mold. I made a video about this several years ago, so I just wanted to see how well it works with tabas. I'm starting off by greasing the mold with Vaseline. I'm using this brand of squishy gel which works really well, and you can find out which other ones I recommend and where to get them from in this video here. I'm mixing up 70 grams, which is enough for a medium-sized poppet. Then I'm distributing it into smaller containers and adding some color. I just want to talk about silicone paste for a second. If you're planning to make your own tabas, then you need to double check which type of pigment you buy. You might remember one squishy from the last video that turned out into a total disaster. I thought it was because I didn't mix the paint well enough, but I later realized that I used a different pigment that's not compatible with silicone. I'm fairly certain that this one is designed for resin. If you look very closely, you can see that one label says silicone pigment and the other one says pigment paste. If you're ordering this online, then you have to zoom into the product photos to see which one you're getting because these are not the same thing. An easy way to tell them apart is by look and smell. Resin pigment looks more oily and has a strong chemical smell. Silicone pigment has a satin matte surface and no smell at all. It almost looks a bit like frosting. Resin pigment doesn't mix well into squishy gel, whereas silicone pigment will go inside smoothly. So make sure you're using the right one for your taba squishies. Now I'm simply pouring this into the poppet. I noticed that this silicone has a working time of 10 to 15 minutes, so if you're making lots of colors from one batch of squishy gel, then you need to hurry a bit. It starts to thicken fairly quickly and you won't be able to pour it anymore. This brand actually cures within 1 to 2 hours, compared to the typical 3 hours for other types of taba silicone. As mentioned earlier, I originally just wanted to demold the squishy. While doing this, I randomly decided to pop one of the bubbles and was stunned at how nice this looks. I couldn't believe that you can flip all the bubbles and they still stay in place. The taba gel also has this incredibly glossy surface that looks almost like jelly or candy. One important thing to mention is that the bubbles are going to be sticky. If you want to pop them smoothly, then you can rub a bit of Vaseline over your fingers. This is by far one of the most satisfying things I've ever tried. The best thing about this is that it's basically a permanent DIY. Once you make this, you can play with it over and over again. I'm going to make a second one here and skipping the Vaseline because I don't want the squishy gel coming off. I'm using the same silicone as before and mixing two pigments together to get a vibrant shade of pink. Then I'm pouring this into the poppet and following it up with a bit of blue. The hardest part of this tutorial is honestly just getting hold of the materials. Once you have the correct items, then anyone can make this. So if you're thinking of creating your own taba squishies, then be sure to try this DIY poppet as well. It's also a great way to use up leftover silicone from bigger projects. I'm Joanna, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!